Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
This is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Yes.
He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
A few days ago, we brought you the heated verbal showdown between new White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt and Whoopi Goldberg. But due to time constraints, we couldn't show you the full story. Now, it's time to uncover the unfiltered details of their fiery exchange, along with the shocking reactions that followed. Get ready, because what you're about to see will leave you speechless. And hey, if you love must-see moments like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.
I too am a working mom and always have been. I've been a professional woman since I graduated from college or law school. But now there's, I think, a good thing, which is like the restoration of valuing so-called traditional, moms, and that's great. The women who take care of their kids full time. Most of my best friends are doing exactly that. But it seems like in the right, there's like a bit of a shift toward like, you can't do what Karoline's doing. That's actually like an unsafe or a dangerous or a bad choice for families, for children, which I reject wholesale, but you hear it more and more.
Yeah.
Do you hear that and what do you think of it?
From the moment Karoline Leavitt stood her ground against Whoopi Goldberg, the online outrage machine went into overdrive. But instead of debating her points, critics took a different approach. They mom-shamed her. Yes, you heard that right. Rather than challenging her facts or professionalism, they questioned why a mother of a 7-month-old was even working. The same voices that preach women can have it all suddenly changed their tune. The message? If you challenge the wrong person on national TV, you're expected to step back, stay silent, and focus on home life. But the irony wasn't lost on many, as even neutral observers called out the blatant double standard. So, is this just another case of social media outrage gone too far? Or does it reveal a much bigger issue? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.
Reject that it's a bad choice. Is it a tough choice? Absolutely. As a mother, you want to be with your child 24/7. You have that maternal instinct.
27.
Yeah. Not all the time. Well, right now, yes, because he's 7 months and just squishy and lovable, but I'm sure that will change. You do have that maternal instinct, but also recognizing I'm doing this work for my son and for all children to make this country better, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Karoline Leavitt is making some strong points. So why the outrage? Instead of debating her views, critics are targeting her for being a working mother. A surprising double standard, isn't it? Let's hear what she has to say next. Stay tuned, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.
It's also it's temporary, right? In 4 years, my son will be 4 years old and the president will no longer be at the White House, and then I'll move on and do something else. But, this chaos of 24/7 work is a temporary matter. And that's what at least I tell myself to get through these very long and hard days. But I would reject that you can't be a good mom and be good at your job. I think you can do both. It certainly it's not for everybody. And it takes a lot of work and will and faith and prayer. And it's hard, but it can be done. And, I would reject that.
Just like that, Karoline Leavitt dismantles the outrage, effortlessly swatting it away like a fly with a sledgehammer. She calmly lays out what should be common sense. Yes, it's absolutely possible to balance motherhood and a career without sacrificing one for the other. Groundbreaking, right? But here's where Leavitt really flips the script. She unapologetically embraces traditional values, acknowledging that juggling work and raising a child isn't for everyone. Not every woman follows the same path, and that's okay. Instead of pushing a one-size-fits-all narrative, she offers a more mature perspective. Women who choose full-time motherhood deserve just as much respect as those climbing the corporate ladder. In the end, Leavitt doesn't just win the argument. She exposes the hypocrisy at play. Performative empowerment? Check. Mom shaming from the so-called champions of women? Double check. But if you thought the backlash couldn't sink any lower, just wait, because the conspiracy theories are about to take things to a whole new level. Stay tuned.
I mean, I gotta ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality.
Just like that, Karoline Leavitt dismantles the outrage, effortlessly swatting it away like a fly with a sledgehammer. She calmly lays out what should be common sense. Yes, it's absolutely possible to balance motherhood and a career without sacrificing one for the other. Groundbreaking, right? But here's where Leavitt truly flips the script. She unapologetically embraces traditional values, acknowledging that juggling work and raising a child isn't for everyone. Not every woman follows the same path, and that's okay. Rather than pushing a one-size-fits-all narrative, she presents a more mature perspective. Women who choose full-time motherhood deserve just as much respect as those climbing the corporate ladder. In the end, Leavitt doesn't just win the argument. She exposes the hypocrisy at play. Performative empowerment? Check. Mom shaming from the so-called champions of women? Double check. But if you thought the backlash couldn't sink any lower, just wait, because the conspiracy theories are about to take things to a whole new level. Stay tuned.
A lot of women are preparing themselves for the impact of the incoming administration, which has led to this growing mantra from male right-wing incels. Your body, my choice. Say that to my face.
Whoopi Goldberg wasn't about to let Karoline Leavitt have the last word, but even she knew that taking on Leavitt directly would be a disaster. So, instead of debating her head-on, Whoopi took a different approach. She went after Donald Trump. And that's when she crossed the line. Right there on live television, Whoopi spat on the floor after saying Trump's name. Yes, really. A grown woman, a television veteran, reduced to a playground tantrum. On national TV. Leavitt wasn't about to let that go unnoticed. With her signature calm yet sharp delivery, she called out the absurdity of Whoopi's stunt. This is the state of political debate now? Spitting when you don't like someone's name? It's embarrassing. She didn't need to raise her voice. She let Whoopi's own actions speak for themselves. And the internet did not hold back. Social media erupted with reactions. One user wrote, "This is what happens when you have no argument. You spit like a toddler who didn't get their way." Another commented, "Whoopi just disrespected millions of Americans in one disgusting act." Others speculated that this was just another desperate attempt to grab attention. "I swear they pay her extra to act ridiculous," one person joked. Whether it was a meltdown or a calculated stunt, one thing was clear. Leavitt didn't even have to try. Whoopi defeated herself. Next voice.
You must have really wrestled with how you were going to meet the high bar set by Karine Jean-Pierre. Was that... Sorry. Was that out loud? No, she was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So how has your approach differed, would you say?
I think it's vastly different. And if you ask people, even in the legacy media, even the Trump haters, they will tell you the approach has been much different. Not just from me, but the entire White House. Oh, absolutely. They come in my office every day and they'll admit that off the record. Oh. Maybe not on the record, but they will say they appreciate the access and the transparency and the preparation that goes into my briefings and everybody on our team.
Did Karoline Leavitt just expose the legacy media and Trump critics in one swift move? Because this part is pure gold. Think about it. These are the same people who have attacked Leavitt at every opportunity, from questioning her credentials to outright mom-shaming. Woke journalists have practically turned dragging her into a side hustle. If she so much as breathes wrong, an op-ed pops up within the hour. But here's where it gets juicy. Off camera, when the outrage dies down and the blue check bravado fades, these same critics are reportedly sneaking into Leavitt's office to thank her. Yes, you heard that right. Privately, they're shaking her hand, whispering their appreciation for the media access they never got under Biden's press team. So let's get this straight. Publicly, they paint her as a right-wing villain. Privately, they're relieved she's actually doing her job. You can't make this stuff up. But really? Should we be surprised? Hypocrisy has practically become a job requirement for the modern left-wing media. It's not just The View, it's the entire media ecosystem. They pretend to fight the dragon while secretly feeding it under the table. And Leavitt? She's just standing there, seat in hand, watching the charade unfold. Next voice, and there it is. Exactly what I've been saying. Fresh off her verbal smackdown with Whoopi Goldberg, Karoline Leavitt barely has time to catch her breath before another woke journalist swoops in, eager to set the record straight. But were they actually concerned with the issue Leavitt had just exposed? You know, the massive...
To an IG report from the Social Security Administration, there was $71 billion worth of fraud in one single fiscal year that we know about. And so that is a lot of fraud, Peter.
To be clear, that $71 billion was from 2015 to 2022, so it wasn't in just one year. And it was
$71 billion.
But it wasn't in one year, just over multiple years, from 2015 to 2022.
So are you defending $71 billion in fraud, Peter? That's a lot of money. Why is the media so against cutting waste, fraud, and abuse from the government? I don't get it.
I just want to ask a question.
We won't be deterred. We will not be deterred from people like you and the